Who is responsible for torching family homes and terrorizing a Duval County neighborhood? We don't know that answer tonight, but we know the suspected serial arsonist is out there somewhere, and investigators are on the hunt. They're hoping to stop the fire starter before they move to the next home. I worked on this story with investigative producer Matt Head. Nestled in between a busy stretch of Interstate 295 and New Kings Road, a map calls it Picketville, but to the neighbors, it goes by a different name.
They call it Birdville because all the streets out here are named after birds.
Mockingbird, dove, bluebird.
You're in the house by the time before it gets dark, you're in the house.
Tony Simonton sleeps
with one eye open.
And fear.
It's a little too close for comfort.
A fear she can't escape because neighbors' homes were set on fire by an arsonist.
My sister-in-law's burnt right there, and then there's been 2 burned over there. This one weren't here, that one. There's 3 down there. There's been 2 over there on Bobolink, 3 over there on Kings Road. The flames is right there. I mean, you can almost spit on that trailer. The flames were so close.
This was the first structure to have suffered a fire.
This charred site, once a family home, now sits scorched, seared, and a part of a federal arson investigation.
Like when I first walked into the room, that I look at is, okay, in this room, where's the area of most damage? What we try to do is look at the fire patterns and let them kind of tell the story.
Christy Calhoun is a special agent with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives.
Look right above you, the light bulb is still intact.
It is.
She specializes in fire investigations.
Arson is a very serious problem. It's a violent crime.
So could all of this be the work of a serial arsonist? According to the ATF and the Florida Bureau of Fire and Arson Investigators, this definitely could be the work of a serial arsonist. The reasoning behind it is because of the geographic location and also the fire patterns.
This is a location of one of the 25 unsolved cases that we have. This particular location has incurred 3 individual structure fires.
As the floor belches dust and ash, Calhoun and state arson investigator Caleb Douglas walk around a former living room with nature taking over. Their experience tells them this is unusual.
With this many fires in this small of an area, this is a very tight-knit community. If there's something going on, then somebody's talking about it.
Nearly 5% of all arson cases in Northeast Florida over the last 2 years happened on the 8 streets that make up Birdville. That's according to stats obtained by First Coast News. Back at the ATF field office, the investigation continues.
An arsonist will, they have a stamp, so to speak. They have a particular way that they do things.
It's like tracking a wounded animal through the woods. You have to know what to look for.
Birdville's families go back, in some cases, generations.
They've seen their neighborhood just burned, basically burned down.
As the hours and days go by and no suspect publicly identified, a new fear grows.
At what point would they run out of buildings to set fire to, and they're going to go to another geographical area?
That right there burnt down in like 12 minutes.
Simonton saw up close how quickly all could be lost.
You know, what joy could they be getting out of setting these fires? I don't understand. I don't get it.
And prays her family's house isn't next.
I hope and pray it don't happen.
So if you have any information on the Birdville fires, please contact the ATF arson tip line. That phone number is 888-ATF-FIRE or 877-NO-ARSON. You can remain anonymous. Also, you're eligible for a $10,000 reward. And be sure to join us on Sunday night at 11 when we take a look at the growing risk of arson on the First Coast. There's also an interactive map of these fires on our website, firstcoastnews.com.